It was November 7th in the morning. We were just drinking coffee. I had my phone in my left hand. I dropped it, and then I looked down, and I couldn't see it. And then so I thought, well, that's weird. I thought, well, maybe it's under the chair. So I got up, and I still couldn't see it.
But then he started walking around with like a dazed look on his face. He started slobbering, which he just doesn't do.
Joanne, my wife, she started saying, what's wrong? My eyes had locked over to one side. And that's why when I looked down, I couldn't see the phone.
And so I was trying to get him to interact with me, like, what's going on? And follow my finger, nothing. When he said that the left side of his body he couldn't feel, I thought, he's having a stroke. I'm watching him have a stroke.
From the minute I got to the hospital, it was just, I was getting constant care. And I really felt people were focused on me and giving me all their attention, that it just inspired so much confidence in me. I felt so reassured by the kind of care I was being given. And then she recommended the procedure to insert the tube into my brain and vacuum it out. And at first, when she said that, I said, you can do stuff like that? I'd never heard of that before in my life.
It's called thrombectomy. So thrombus and ectomy, so we're pulling out the clot. We'll take a catheter, which is a long, skinny plastic tube, and snake it up through the blood vessels, looking for the area or the spot that I'd seen on the CT angio that would be responsible for his symptoms.
I said, what's the downside to this? She said, there's no downside to it. She said, but if we don't do it, you might lose permanent capacity. And I said, okay. And so all this happened within less than a couple hours. Everything was working so smoothly, and everybody just seemed to know what they were doing. And I just felt that overwhelming sense.
Like we were being respected as responsible people, saying, well, what do you want? You know, this is what we suggest, but what do you want? Eventually, Dr. Cho came down and smiling on her face, saying, oh, it's done. It was amazing. His brain is so clean, everything's working. And I just, and I started weeping. She immediately patted me and put her arm around me, stroked me. I'm going, it's because I'm so happy. I'm so relieved. I'm so joyful that things are okay. It's very profound. That everything was there in a timely, everything was in place, but everything was there in a timely manner. There were no hitches.
I feel really lucky. If I was taken somewhere else, or if I was out in the country hiking or something like that, I might be dead. And I was really, really impressed in how many people were able to care for me and be consistent about this level of care. So I really began to feel that it was more than a job for most of these people. It was something they believed in, but they were so good to me.
To be the recipient of that kind of care and expertise, it had such a deep impact on us. And life is different because of this.
I think it is something that's really important to me now to really focus and use my time well.